Hi folks, Don and Bob here, back in Port Prehistorique, and we're here to meet the Hell Creek dinosaurs. But before we get to them proper, we're going to start in the park a little bit further back than we've been doing in the run of videos. So we're out by the Spinosaurus habitat now, and in that video I had talked about possibly adding a viewing area for the feeding tray for the Spinosaurus, and I have done that. You can see it here, and there's a Spinosaurus out there by the feeding tray. So fortuitous timing. It's not terribly fancy. It's shaded. I would envision probably some one-way glass here. The fence is still there because these guys have long, narrow snouts, and we really don't want them reaching through the fence and biting off somebody's arm or something. That would be bad for publicity. Anyway, so we're going to pop back out of this, and you see a little bit more detailing on this area of the park that wasn't there last time. The bamboo groves brought up to the pathway, getting a better look at this rest stop area, as it were. And then we're going to go up along this side up to the main Hell Creek habitat, past these rocks. And on the left you can see silhouettes of the dinosaurs we have in there. And this is just a temporary thing, a stand-in for someday, I hope, the entrance to the safari ride through this habitat. It's quite extensive, as you can see through the window here. We've got an Edmontosaurus coming down, headed for the food tray, I think. Yeah. So there's this long viewing area, and there are binoculars because the animals are not always going to be up close to the screen. And pan a little to the right, and so, like I said, extensive. You can see a planter with a tree and a structure just beyond that, another structure back there. But we're going to go into that first one, which is kind of a shelter area, and that's where the info screens are and the donation bin, and some seats for the guests so they can hang out and watch whatever dinosaurs decide to come over the hill and hang out here. I'm probably going to have to go back into this habitat and smooth some things down. I wanted the hill for the raised area and such, but I also want Chiefs to be able to go over that. Anyway, behind the little viewing shelter, there is a simple food vendor, a pair of kiosks, just enough to keep the guests happy when they come up. Ahead of us, we see one of the problems I ran into. I built this thing in pieces, and it ended up on a couple of different levels. So you can really see it right there with this planter. And so this is my workaround rather than tearing everything up and trying to get it back in. Not too bad, but I should have been a little more careful in flattening out the ground where I was going to build this. We're headed toward the Dinosaurus shelter, so we can take a peek at the Tyrannosaurus sign, which is intended to tease guests into going up there. And we'll go there first, and as we go through the T-Rex Cafe here by the T-Rex habitat, and put a little bit of extra work into this one with the decor of the tile work. Let's go up the stairs. That bit to the right was the end of something we'll see in a bit. And this is the first viewing area looking out into the main Hell Creek habitat, which has Edmontosaurus and Triceratops in it, and you may have caught a glimpse of a Triceratops in the distance there. It's a very, very big, because like I said before, I'm hoping to have a safari ride through here and possibly add some more animals. We know Endorser is coming, another Hell Creek animal. So, and up, we just missed a Rex disappearing behind that bamboo. Anyway, the Rex habitats are quite large all by themselves. These animals want a lot of space. And so I have a male and a female, and they basically want twice the space when you have two of them. And I set it up to keep them separate, nominally anyway, so they'd only come together during breeding season, I think. Seems reasonable for such aggressive carnivores. Anyway, some more of the viewing area, and there's that silhouette that we saw from below. And you can look out past its tail there, down toward the Dinosaurus on the right, actually left, and the Spinosaurus habitat beyond it. And this is the other bit I mentioned, what you saw the end of, and this is the handicap accessible ramp up and down to get up to this elevated viewing platform. So, like I was saying, quite a bit of space for these guys. We'll pop up and give you a sense of the whole thing. So 2 Tyrannosaur exhibits and the giant herbivore exhibit. We'll come back down and look at some of our animals shortly, but first I'm going to pop down and take a look at the care building for the Tyrannosaurus. Nothing like that for the herbivores just yet. Anyway, you can see I'm using rocks to hide a lot of the fencing, and that is actually a trick I was able to use also to take away some of the fencing and give a barrier to the animals. So I could open this habitat so it's all one habitat, and I don't get the duplicated species penalty for having a male and female in separate enclosures. So this is the female's side. We're going in to this once again, just sort of space laid out habitat area. We have staff coming in the next update, or at least some staff, but it will include keepers and some of the stuff they need. And I didn't see a lot of sense in building too much stuff when it's probably all going to have to get ripped up to deal with whatever is going to be happening with that. So, animal time. I've got quite a bit of animal shots today between the 3 animals. And I promised you Rex, and there he is. This is the male, I believe. And just hanging out, having himself a rest. So, the hadrosaurs are the most numerous animals in this area. I think I've got 5 or 6 of them in here with one male. And they are wandering around separately right now and just going where they think they want to go. They don't seem to spend a lot of time in the water, but that's okay. And Triceratops, we've got one small group in here. This is one of the females. She's quite dark. And there's one male. So this is the female Tyrannosaur. She's a bit lighter colored than the male. A little yellower in the belly area. But still a Tyrannosaurus. The footfalls seem a little out of sync with her stepping, but I guess that's easy enough to do. And she's going to have a rest too. So tiring walking uphill when you're a Tyrannosaur. Anyway, back to some of our herbivores. While I was trying to get the images for these guys, there are an awful lot of thirsty animals. So that's why you're getting a lot of the drinking animations. The hadrosaurs are also being moderately frisking, doing their little romping animations. And unfortunately, they mostly did it into trees, which was not the most convincing video. So, get to see this guy romp, doing it in the shallows here. And That's the male, I think. He's got the blue color on his cheeks there. Um, yeah, definitely the male. So, making noise too. Yes, has to tell everybody where he is. Um, so as he lies down here, I figured I was going to get a leave shot and pan around to get his head, but then he decided to do the rolling animation. So I stayed with this camera angle to let him do his thing. That gravel must be particularly good for that itch. I don't know. There we go. And the camera goes around to get him resting in the water. So we'll pan out to yet another hadrosaur because that's what you get in Hell Creek. Lots of hadrosaurs. They were the most numerous dinosaurs in the formation. This is, of course, Anectens, which is one of the larger North American hadrosaurs of the Edmontosaurus genus. So we're moving toward the end of our video today, and I'd like to thank you for stopping by, and I hope you've been enjoying this series. Update 11 is coming, possibly has dropped by the time you see this, but as I mentioned a couple of videos ago, I will be traveling, and I'm cutting videos a little bit ahead of the game so that you guys can drop in on Fridays as always and get your video, and I can do my traveling. Anyway, got one more cool thing about this habitat, the other star of the exhibit besides the Tyrannosaurus, and that is our albino Edmontosaurus. There she is. Yeah, say hello, girl. Yeah. Anyway, I really think this could be a fun safari ride habitat when safari rides make it in someday. Anyway, as I said, thanks for stopping by. Like the video if you did, and subscribe if you haven't already. Take care. You all be kind to each other out there. And I hope to see you in another video with some actual playing video. Bye now.